In the chaotic heart of Japan's Sengoku period, when samurai clashed for honor and land, a different kind of warrior thrived in the shadows. They didn't fight on open battlefields, they owned the night, mastered fear, and turned warfare into a psychological game. At the head of this notorious group, the Fuma clan, was a figure so fearsome he became a legend, Fuma Kotaro. Was he a real man, a ghost, or something in between? Today, we peel back the layers of history and myth to uncover the story of Japan's most mysterious ninja chief. The Sengoku period, from the 15th to the 17th century, was a time of endless war. Powerful warlords, or daimyo, battled for control of Japan. In this brutal landscape, the traditional code of the samurai wasn't always enough to win. This is where unconventional warriors, the shinobi or ninja, came into play. They were spies, saboteurs, and assassins, valued for their ability to strike from the shadows and disappear without a trace. And among these shadow warriors, one clan earned a particularly terrifying reputation, the Fuma. Based in the Kanto region, the Fuma clan served the powerful Herrier family of Ottawa. Unlike the more organized ninja clans of Iga and Kage, the Fuma were described as a wild, almost feral force. They were a loose collection of bandits, raiders, and scouts, united by their expertise in guerrilla warfare. Their name alone struck fear into the hearts of their enemies. They specialized in night raids, ambushing enemy camps when they were most vulnerable. They know how to use the terrain to their advantage, luring soldiers into traps and then melting back into the darkness. Their goal wasn't to win a fair fight, it was to cause chaos, disrupt supply lines, and shatter the enemy's will to fight. So, who was the man leading this band of phantom warriors? Who was Fuma Kotaro? This is where history gets blurry. The name Kotaro might not have belonged to a single person. It was likely a hereditary title, passed down to the leader of the Fuma clan through generations. This would explain why the legends describe a figure who seems to be everywhere at once, a specter haunting the battlefields for decades. The legends paint a vivid picture of this shadow leader. He was said to be a giant of a man, exceptionally tall and powerfully built, with wild and tamed hair and eyes that burned with a fierce intensity. Some stories even claim he had an inverted mouth. These descriptions, while almost certainly exaggerated, were part of the psychological warfare. They transformed a man into a monster, a demon on the battlefield, making him seem more than human and impossible to defeat. He was charismatic enough to command a legion of ruthless warriors, yet utterly merciless in his methods. And his methods were legendary. Fuma Kotaro was a master strategist, whose genius lay in his ability to manipulate and terrorize his opponents. He didn't rely on brute force, he used his mind. Stories tell of his brilliant and often cruel tactics. He would lure enemy soldiers into narrow canyons, then rain down fire and rocks upon them. He used smoke and fire to create mass panic, turning an organized army into a stampeding mob. He timed his attacks perfectly, striking during raging storms or the dead of night when visibility was zero and fear was at its peak. One of his most famous tricks was a brilliant piece of naval deception. As the story goes, he had his men create hundreds of small, unmanned straw boats, each carrying a single torch. They launched these ghost ships at night, creating the illusion of a massive naval force approaching the enemy fleet. As the confused enemy ships scrambled to respond, they sailed right into ambushes set by Kotaro's real forces, who were waiting in the darkness. It was a classic Fuma tactic, using illusion and fear to win before a single sword was drawn. He was also a master of disinformation, spreading rumors and false intelligence within enemy ranks to sow discord and mistrust. Perhaps the most famous tale of Fuma Kotaro's exploits is his legendary rivalry with Tokugawa Ieyasu, the man who would eventually unite Japan and become its shogun. According to folklore, Kotaro relentlessly harassed Tokugawa's forces. He led daring raids on their camps, stole their supplies, and even managed to infiltrate their command posts. One story claims his men snuck into a Tokugawa camp and switched the battle flags, causing Tokugawa's own soldiers to attack each other in the confusion. While there's little solid historical evidence to back up these specific tales, the legend itself is significant. It represents the clash between two worlds, the chaotic, unconventional warfare of the Fuma and the rigid, centralized order that Tokugawa was trying to establish. Kotaro became a symbol of the old, wild ways resisting the new, unified Japan. So what happened to this legendary phantom? How does the story of Fuma Kotaro end? Just like his life, his death is shrouded in mystery. There is no definitive account. One popular version of the story says he was eventually captured by a former ninja named Kasaka Jinai, who betrayed him to the Tokugawa shogunate. In this version, Kotaro was brutally executed in 1603, his legend finally put to an end. But another, perhaps more fitting, version claims he simply vanished. He disappeared from the pages of history, fading back into the shadows from which he came. This uncertainty is a crucial part of his mystique. A man who is captured and killed can be forgotten, but a man who disappears becomes immortal, a ghost story to be told for centuries. And told it was. In the centuries after his supposed death, Fuma Kotaro's legend only grew. He became a star in the dramatic world of kabuki theater and juri puppet plays, where his exploits were exaggerated for maximum entertainment. He was a popular figure in novels about samurai and ninja, often portrayed as an anti-hero or a chaotic force of nature. In modern times, he's a staple of pop culture. You can find him in countless manga, anime, and video games. Often, these modern portrayals give him supernatural powers, like commanding demons or using dark magic. While these elements are pure fantasy, they speak to his enduring role as a symbol of rebellion, chaos, and the dark arts of war. Separating the real Fuma Kotaro from the legend is a nearly impossible task. Here's what we can say with some certainty: the Fuma clan was real. They served the Harir clan. And they were highly effective practitioners of guerrilla warfare. Almost everything else, his monstrous appearance, his supernatural abilities, his epic duels with famous warlords, is a mix of folklore, propaganda, and creative storytelling that has been built up over hundreds of years. In the end, Fuma Kotaro represents the hidden side of the samurai era. He is a powerful reminder that wars weren't just won with honor and gleaming swords on the battlefield. They were also won with cunning, with fear, with deception, and with strategy executed in the dead of night. Whether he was a single, brilliant man, or a title passed down through a lineage of shadow warriors, his legend continues to fascinate us. He lives on in that thrilling space between history and myth, a true icon of the ninja and one of Japan's most enduring and mysterious legends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the shadows of Japanese history, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories. Let us know in the comments which historical figure you'd like us to explore next. See you in the next video.